Hey guys, so before we get started, I just want to thank everybody for subscribing. So far, I just checked today, 105 subscribers. That's pretty good, that's more than I actually expected, but I just want to thank everyone for subscribing. So, what we're doing today is we're going to check out how FreezeTag works. It's multiplayer, and yes, I got it from sethbling, but, I had to make my own commands and stuff for it. So, let me go ahead and just show you how that works. So before we get into all the redstone stuff, I need to show you the scoreboards, and the teams. For the scoreboard, there's only two, and it's game number and freeze time. Freeze time basically is a variable that keeps adding one about every second, maybe 0.8 seconds, somewhere around that time. And game number is the number of times there has been someone who is it. Now this only counts, I think, if it's a new round. So it doesn't count if there's a second person that's it. Now, there's lots of teams. There's actually, you only notice 3, but there's actually 6 teams. We've got Freeze Player 2, Freeze It 2, Freeze Frozen, and Freeze Frozen 2. Now there's a certain reason I did this, and I'll show you in a second. Okay, so into the redstone. If a game has not started, which usually there's a game going on, this will activate, it'll make you join Freeze Player. Both of these say that just as a radius. That'll go into here, start up this little circle that's already started, extending the piston, making sure none of the signals get into here, which really wouldn't do anything, but it just blocks it just in case. Okay, so it'll go around here and turn off this, which causes a redstone torch to blink on and off, making that blink on and off. This basically just is a resetting mechanism in a game tracker. So this tests for everyone who's freeze it. And so if someone's it, it'll set the everyone who's just a player to game number 1. So whoever's playing, they'll get added 1 point to game number. Okay, anyways, and this one tests game number, and if somebody out there has game number of 10, it's going to activate all the rest of this stuff, which will say to resetting. It'll teleport everyone from all the different teams, except for the 2s, which I should add. I'll add in a second. Okay, and there we go, I set that. This will go around here and unset this. A little bit of delay here, add a little bit more just in case. It'll get rid of all the teams, and then it'll remove your potions once it removes your team. And once it gets around to here, it'll say done resetting, which is not entirely true, so I'm gonna move that over to here, and now it'll say done resetting. And by the way, if you want to give yourself command blocks, that's the way I do it, 137. If you're ever on a server, you don't know how to do that. Okay, so we figured out the whole resetting. That's just it right here. But the game start. Once it starts, it first selects a map. So it'll go around here, and this will pulse blink on and off real fast. You should know how that works. Ooh, the game must have glitched. Let me figure out this problem first. Okay, so I've fixed it right now. Shouldn't do that again. Okay, so anyways, it goes around and selects one of, right now, the 3, since I disabled the 4th and 5th, since, no I'm not, since there's no maps for those spots yet. But anyways, so one of these gets activated. It says that that map was changed to whatever map it is, and then this, whatever you want to call this, how about hopper, repeater, I don't know. But anyways, blinks this on and off, teleporting everybody that's right there with score of freeze player, or team of freeze player, into the appropriate map. Okay. Also, while the game's running, this will be blinking on and off, and this is where the fun begins. So on the first one on the left here, this makes it to everyone who is not frozen and is not it. So just the players. It'll add freeze time 1. So that's the thing keeping track of the time. If you're frozen most of the time, that score won't go up, so that means the guy's doing good, and this time doesn't necessarily need to go up. Okay, right here we got a thing that tests for if there's someone who's it and if there's a player. If there is one player but nobody who's it, it'll go around here and say, please wait for one more player to join. That just basically means that there's one person and nobody else. There's no frozen people, there's no person who's it. There's just one player. One player, and let me just simulate that. One player. And see, that's on now. Turn that back off. Okay. So if there is two players and nobody that's it will come over down here. It'll set everyone's freeze time to 0 and then select someone who's it. They'll set them to freeze at 2, which I'll show you later sets it to freeze at 1, basically. Okay, but the reason there's this long delay is because once a new game starts, it needs to have a period of grace, just like in sethbling thing, where no one can get tagged. But once it gets down here, it'll select who's it. Okay, so that's the first little if and stuff thing. Okay, so this next one here tests for if there's someone who's it again, same thing, and tests for the number of players. It's kind of the same thing basically, but this one tests if there's one player and if there is not if there is no one if there is someone who's it and if there is not any players. This will turn on and say everyone was frozen, because that would mean no players, someone who's it. That means everyone is frozen. That will activate, say everyone's frozen, and then it'll make everyone quit no. It'll make whoever's frozen join the player team, and it'll make whoever's it join the player team. Which, now that there's nobody, sorry, now that there's nobody it, that'll go off, it'll see that there's enough players, and do that process again. Okay, so over here, this little blob, this bigger block and that humongous blob, is what gives you the potion effects. So let's just start with the smaller one on the right. This will remove everyone who's just joined the player team. That's why it says freeze player 2, who just joined it. It'll remove their potion and heal them. I used the heal command instead of /heal because /heal removes potions. Okay, so it'll detect if it removes the potion. That'll turn off, and then this is blinking on and off. And once it's for sure that it has cleared and healed them and stuff, it'll make that player join freeze player so that it doesn't continuously see the potion effect being applied. It kind of gets annoying if you do like potion effect jump 10-1. Well, anyways, it used to. I guess I turned it off, but it used to say like this potion has been applied. So this will just work for if you don't want spam. Anyways, the same thing goes over here. It removes. This is for freeze it too. This will remove your potion. This will apply regen so that you can't die. Resistance. I wanted the resistance to make it to where you cannot get hit, but I can't do that apparently. And it'll say this person is now it. Give them the speed, and yeah, I think that's it. And so once it's done that, it'll turn whoever is freeze it 2 to freeze it, which is the normal team, as you know. This one is for whoever just got frozen. Again, remove potion, slow effect, weakness, so that they can't hit anybody, and healing. A couple more. Jump -20. Now, the only reason I can do this -20 is because I have a plugin that is denying fall damage. If you do this and barely jump over a ledge, and let me show you right now. Potion effect jump -20. No, that's time. -20. 20. And you just go over an edge, you're going to take severe amount of fall damage, which will make you join the other team. We can't have that. So I put, for all you who are wanting to make this game, I put a plugin that makes it to where you don't take fall damage, so that no one can do that. Okay, so this will just whisper that you are frozen and make it to where you can't hit anybody with the weakness. Okay, so once it does that, obviously it'll change everyone who's frozen 2 to frozen, and that's pretty much all that. Now we just need the thing that switches you from one team to the other. Right here is somewhere around here. Yeah, right here. This sets everyone who has 19 health, which means you've been punched one time, because you have a total of 20 health, which is 10 hearts. Once you're punched once, it'll change, and you're on the player team. It'll change you to Frozen 2, which will do all that stuff over there. Now this one, same thing. If you're frozen and you're hit, you'll change to Player 2, which will change you back to Player. After you do that, it'll whisper you that you're unfrozen, which I could have put that over there somewhere instead of here, but I decided to put it here. This last little command block, it tells if someone's freeze time is over 150. 150 or over. Then I'll set everyone's freeze time to 0 and pick another player. So that means 2 players are now on the field who are it. That's pretty much all the redstone. There's nothing really else I can explain about it. You should know about how this little thing should work. And this is the design I made. That's really compact, that can destroy the last one that was on. So like if I turn that one on, it'll turn that one off. It's just a little thing I made. But anyways, so I hope you enjoyed. I hope you gained some kind of knowledge from this. So yeah, I'll see you next time.